This is a 1968 Aristocrat Lo-Liner SRT-8 Scat Pack 392 ready to rock. Let's take a look. No, it's not an SRT-8, it's none of that stuff, but it is a 1968 Aristocrat Lo-Liner, and it is Mrs. Wizard's, and it is for sale. We're going to take a look at it today. You don't see these campers on the road anymore. They are usually just destroyed in somebody's backyard in pieces. The wood's rotten. This one is really nice. And we've been towing it around recently with my newly acquired Hoovie's Garage SS Silverado. That thing is so fast. I love that thing, even though it's a rust bucket. I got it for cheap, which I'm going to use around the shop and use for personal errands and things like that. But this video is not about the truck. Not yet. We'll do one on that. We're going to take a look at this really sweet camper. Let's take a look around it. When we got this thing, which is about 10 years ago, it was actually needing quite a bit of work. It wasn't in shambles, but it needed quite a bit of freshening up. And it's been a good little camper ever since. All of these little badges that are on the side, we actually had them custom made by a guy, actually on eBay I think it was. But they didn't come painted. Mrs. Wizard actually hand painted them the correct colors. But those have all been replaced. I put new side lights on the side. This is actually interesting here. This is where you fill up with water. And there's a holding tank inside so that you don't have to be hooked to a municipal water supply. You can actually have a pump, and there's a pumps in there. We'll take a look in a minute. But it is a white color with a kind of a robin's egg. Is that robin's egg, Mrs. Wizard?
Yes, my favorite color.
Yep, and then just the raw aluminum that's been polished. And we'll go down to this side. The gas is actually not hooked up on this because we don't want to burn the thing down. It's really so nice. We didn't want it to catch fire and lose it. So we didn't use any flames in here. But it can be hooked up and used again. I just definitely would get it checked out by a professional that works on those. That's the heater, by the way. Here's our, kind of like a bathroom light. It kind of has a bathroom, but it really doesn't have a bathroom. It's kind of like a porta potty that you sit on, and we never use that. These windows that are slotted like that and they all open, you don't find those anymore. And actually they were made by HEHR, which is air glass, which is literally where it used to be 2 miles that way. They used to make this glass all over the whole country. It's kind of weird that we bought a camper with glass that was made 2 miles from my shop back in the 60s. Kind of cool. But yeah, all the windows on here are air glass. So on the back, you can see it has the badging on the back. We had that special made as well. It has the tail lights. All the lighting works on this thing. Those are original tail lights. And it does have a storage compartment underneath. You can open that up, and we've got jacks and spare tire and all kinds of things in there. It's got wheel chocks, electrical cord, everything you need to operate the camper is all in there, and it'll go with the camper as well. And as you go around to the side, you'll see more air glass windows. And you can see it does have an air conditioner hanging off the side. It's just your standard window unit. Obviously in 1968 they didn't have an air conditioner in this small of a camper. This one does have one, so you can at least stay cool. It may not look as good as it should because the window is now missing from there, but I would rather be missing the window than to sweat myself to death when it's 105 outside and I'm trying to camp. So that is a solution to that. On the front it does have like an awning that can go up, kind of like a rain shield. It has little arms that can be pinned up and hold that up to let light in. You can see that the badge is a little bit broken, but we can probably try to glue that back on. But it's there, it's intact, it's not missing at least. You can see where the propane tanks would go, and there is a connection there, a hose. Like I said, it just needs to be hooked up inside the camper. We disconnected it for safety. We didn't want to burn our trailer down. But the frame is all in good shape. The wheels are good. It's not rusted out. It's very strong and stout. Let's go take a look inside.
So here we are, ladies and gents. Welcome to the interior. And it didn't look like this when we first got it. We had to do some minor paint work up here, and there was some water damage that was done from a leak that was in that corner over there. But other than this and having a few issues, the rest of the camper is original. It's about 90% original. We had to replace some of the lights. They had put regular incandescent bulbs in, and we replaced them all to LEDs, so the plastic is no longer breaking from the heat. Then it does have some really fun, cool storage. That has a nice little knot lock on it. But there's our interior of our air conditioner, and we found at a garage sale a really fun Studebaker radio that really matches the part, and it's going to stay with the camper as well. Some of the stuff is just so cute, it just can't leave. Now, when we got the camper, it never had the original refrigerator. It had already died by the time we had acquired it. But we did put a very small refrigerator in with the microwave. And so since the gas wasn't working in the stove, we decided, hey, we're going to either microwave or bring a crock pot or heck, grill, whatever we're going to be eating. And so that seems to do a good enough job for what we're wanting. But in the kitchen area, we do have a board over the gas grill, and this makes a nice, great flat surface to, when you only have this much counter space, every inch counts. And it doesn't take too many steps to get from the kitchen to the bedroom, which is right here. That does lay down. That is just a slip cover over the cushions, but we thought, I don't want to really redo them, and the slip cover looks nice. On the upper bunk, we have taken out one of the shelves just to make it not quite so wide. And the reason we did that is because you kept bunking your head, and that is just not fun, especially if you're trying to get up and out of bed. So we took off one of the layers. You can see one of them is right here, and it does go with the camper. It's no longer installed. And it made a nice storage shelf that can also be folded up to, get out of the way. One reason we also took it out was it is such a narrow space up there. Once you've got a mattress up there, even our daughter, when she was really young, her knees, she'd roll over, her knees would hit the ceiling, you'd bang. And being that the age of this camper, I really don't want to have too much weight up there wiggling around. There is some really cool storage, and we've added a little bit in here. Added a simple shoe organizer where it's just easy to put and tuck in all sorts of great things, where the few things are staying here again with the camper. But, that was just nice. As you're rolling down the road, you don't have to worry about where things rolling. In here, we can see the original badging on here, talking about how it originally had discs. It was called the Lo-Liner because you could put these wheel hubs kind of on it and lower the overall camper, and it could actually fit in your garage over the winter. But nonetheless, it's still here, and it's looking really, really great. So that's one of the things that has stayed as well. We did add the shelf. I did add some of the kind of the turquoise material that we had from something else that we were working with on here, and the space here. This is that heater that the Wizard talked about that we never used. We had a heater once or twice. We didn't do too much winter camping or fall camping, but we just had one that you would just plug in. And so we have enough plugs in here that we were able to just stay warm that way. As you can see, when I open up this little spot here is a toilet with bags and all, which we have never used, but we did have them in case there was an emergency. And it would just store under there, and you could close it up. It did come with a potty. Nothing we would want to actually use unless you had to. So one last look here at our kitchenette area. That table does go down, and it creates a nice, twin fold. Depends on which side you're sleeping. But we actually spent several nights in this camper, and really, it's not one that we want to really sell, but now that we have the boat, we've not been using the camper like we used to. And so we thought, this needs to go to somebody else. And so this is what is up for sale, and somebody else will definitely find a good use for it.
So there you have it. You guys got to take a tour of this really sweet camper, kind of take a break from cars. I know a lot of you guys are into campers, into RV, fifth wheels, all kinds of different campers. We've had several people, when we use this thing, are just enamored with it. They're just like, wow, it's so cute. It's so cool. You don't see those anymore. And that's the thing. You can find these things on Craigslist or Marketplace, and they're in somebody's back lot. They're literally falling to pieces. This one is not falling to pieces. It's actually for sale. We're asking $9,500. And before you think that's too much, check out this picture of one that just sold for that amount of money. These are now collectible. They're very hard to find. They actually are so collectible, a company called Shasta actually makes reproductions versions of these campers because people want them so bad and they're so hard to find, the originals. This one isn't hard to find. It's here for sale. Contact Crazy D in the office. He'll be happy to set up a time with you to let you check it out yourself. But like Mrs. Wizard said, we don't use it anymore. We're going to be out yachting here pretty soon. Actually, here in a few weeks, we're going to get back out to the lake. The weather's warm enough. It's finally warming up. And get you guys some more yachting videos. We know you guys love the yacht.
So you guys, I bet you guys are really wondering how we have actually kept something for over 10 years. Coming from the man who keeps a car for 10 minutes.
That's because it was yours.
It was mine. I didn't let him sell it. I wouldn't let him. It's like, no, we can't sell it. We actually have named her Abby. And so we were like, no, you can't sell Abby. But once I gave permission, she's off to you guys.
So, we got many more adventures to come in the shop, in the yacht, there at Grand Lake, all kinds of really cool things. So we thought you guys could kick back, check out the really sweet camper, and it is for sale. Like I said, contact Crazy D in the office, and he will set up a time for you to check this out.
And if in the description below it says we've sold it, don't bother Crazy D. Somebody already has picked it up.
Right, we'll let you guys know if we sold it. And if you're curious what kind of tools we used to fix the things that we fixed on here, check my Amazon affiliates link in the description below. We get a small cut. And make sure to hit the subscribe button because warm weather is here, and like I mentioned, yachting weather is almost here. Thanks for watching.